Okay, this walker's been primed black once again with a light dusting of ash gray. In our first step, we're going to use the matte black to cover the pants and the shoes. Make sure you get all the way around. Keep it thin, don't glob the paint on. Next step, we're going to use Dragon Red for the shirts. Darker than the final red, but it'll give us a good base. Again, we're going to get a thin coat on here, and we're going to come back and do a second coat. I'll get that second coat on there real good. Make sure we've got a good, solid coat of the Dragon Red on there. We're using necrotic flesh to cover the flesh. Make sure you get all the way under the arms, get the hands real good. Now as we start to cover the head, the face, and the neck, this is where I kind of realized that I probably should have done this before I did the Dragon Red, because getting around the neck is a little difficult. So I've switched to a smaller brush to do it. If you're watching this before you start the painting, you might swap those two steps and do the necrotic flesh first, then do the Dragon Red, and then you can go back and touch up any mishaps where you may have dragged the red onto the necrotic flesh. Kind of you'll see it here. I go back and we'll touch up the necrotic flesh with our second coat, and then we'll go and we'll hit the red and the black again just to cover up any places where we may have bumped the brush against it. Black hair, so we'll use the matte black to get that covered up really well. Okay, now I'm going to use the pure red to give the shirt the highlights. Again, where the light hits it, you don't want to get it down in all the crevices. You really just want it on the high points, the high edges. Don't get it down into the recesses. You want that darkness down there. I'm going to do a little lining of the shoes with the ash gray just to make them stand out, give them some definition. And same thing on the pants. Since the black pants, we want to be able to give them a little bit of definition, so we'll use some ash gray on all the high points. Just hit the high edges, the folds, the creases, keep those black. Just hit the high points very lightly, and then a light dry brush on the hair to give the black some definition. Necrotic flesh we're covering with the strong tone, so I want him to be a little darker. Same thing around his neck and his face. Now here I've got the pure red with just a tiny bit of white. You don't want too much white because you don't want it to turn pink. But again, just hitting all the high points. It may seem a little bright, but we're going to cover it with the red tone here. That's going to tie it all together, really make it look good. It'll really tie those three reds together. Matte black for the base. And all red shirts have a black collar. So with our smaller brush, make sure you get around the collar very carefully. Take your time here. You don't want to get the black on your necrotic flesh. It'll be a little difficult to cover. And for the final touch, the insignia on the shirt. Very carefully, very slowly, make sure you got a good point. Not too much paint because you don't want to blob it on. You really just want to cover, just want to be able to create just a little bit of line. Create kind of the upside down V. And then same thing, I'm using a little shiny silver here. Just touch it to the model. You just want to leave a little trace of the paint in the upside down V to give it the proper look. Okay, and as I was looking at him, I was looking at the necrotic flesh, and I didn't think there was enough definition around the eyes, the mouth, the ear, and his left hand. The fingers didn't really stand out well. So I just went back in with a smaller brush and just painted in some of the strong tone just to put that definition back in. And with that, guys, we're done. Again, very simple techniques, very simple, straightforward. I hope this helps. Get your Walking Dead models painted on the table quickly using the Army Painter range. Like this video, subscribe to our channel. Let us know what you want to see in the comments, guys. Thank you and have a wonderful day.